Hello, my name is Dan Albanese. I am not your typical college student, and I'm going to TESU and trying their PLA program. This is actually my first PLA, prior learning assessment. I don't know all the specifics of what you can and can't do, what you shouldn't do, but in their objectives they say you have to write up a narrative. I am not the greatest typist, to be honest with you. It would take me quite some time to type up a narrative as opposed to videotaping it, and in this day and age videotaping seems to be very prevalent, especially among young kids. So I wanted to give you a little bit of introduction that goes beyond what I could put into a written narrative as to how I got to where I'm at and some of the experiences I've had along the way. Like I said, I'm not a typist. I'm also not an orator, so bear with me. I'll do the best I can. I grew up on a farm, and around 6 years old we would be learning how to operate tractors. The first tractor I operated was a 1956 Ferguson, and easy tractor to operate. Very thankful I had that opportunity, and I actually still have that tractor today. My own son learned to operate that tractor. By 8 or 9 years old, you worked your way up into larger tractors. We had a WD-45 Allis-Chalmers, very difficult tractor to operate. But with tractors, you started to learn how to handle controls, and from that it was a natural extension to go to construction equipment. One of the first pieces of equipment that you learn to operate after the tractor obviously are front end loaders, which would be a two-spool valve, one to raise and lower the arms, one to tip the bucket forward, out, or back. And those controls were adapted into construction equipment. Just about all construction equipment has its origin somewhere in agriculture. Today I came to, bear with me, I'm not a videographer, so I'll do the best I can. I came to 3 Tons Tavern, which that's actually the general store at the time. And if you look at 3 Tons Tavern, it's a crossroads with a church. So you might ask, why am I here? Well, back in the 1800s, they would have stone roads that needed to be maintained, and one of the things they would use to maintain the stone road would be a horse-pulled grader. This is an Adams road grader. It was horse-drawn. This particular one horse could probably do it if it were a large horse, more like a 2-horse pull. And what you would do is you would stand on the back over here and control the blade. The blade control has a pin, as you can see, on a round pivot, and you would set the pin depending on what angle you want your blade. You would also set the pitch of the blade. You would control the blade going up and down by these round levers. They would go into this worm gear right here, which would move that sprocket, which would push this arm down, which would lower the blade. Why am I showing you this? Well, we actually had one. It was a shared unit with the township, and everyone would do their driveway in the section of road by them. Why am I at 3 Tons Tavern? 3 Tons Tavern sits on Old York Road. and it was actually the original Route 1 of the colonies, stretching from Maine all the way down to Florida. If you took this road north, you'd go to Maine, south, you'd go to Florida. So this was one of the first types of equipment that I actually used as a kid. We didn't use horses, we actually pulled it behind a tractor, but you did learn how to grade. And being younger, you would actually operate the controls. Somebody older would be on the tractor. One of the items in the objectives for the college is safety equipment. So we'll cover that real quick here. You have your orange reflective vest, a hard hat, obviously for your head, safety glasses, steel-toed work shoes, and you should wear those all the time on the construction sites, simply because at some point you're going to get out of your equipment and you're going to need them, not necessarily inside the equipment. I also included a set of earphones. There are two schools of thought for the earphone. One says you should wear them to protect your hearing. The other says you should not, to give you better ability to hear instruction from the crew you're working with. So for ear protection, I would say if you're in an open station piece of equipment with no muffler, you probably want to wear them. If you're in a track hoe or backhoe and you're working with a pipe crew, you might not want to wear them. But that is the safety equipment that we use on the construction sites, plus the safety classes. I'm going to have some video of different pieces of equipment that I have experience in, or I'll be telling you about graders and some of the other ones that we know of. So bear with me. Keep in mind, I'm an operator. I'm not a videographer, and I'm not a writer. So I hope you enjoy my videos. I do have the narrative, and hopefully everything will be in order to get credit for this class. Thank you for your time.